this up first.
All right, everybody, finally giving you an update on where we are at with the 72. It's time to blast. As you all saw, everything's come off. Here's the cab. We've got the chassis behind me as well, and we're gonna start sandblasting. And by we, I do mean Kent, but I'm gonna have a go. I'm gonna have a go and just see. I'm more curious to see how it all works and get your input as well. I also looked into dustless sandblasting, and yeah, and I thought, okay, we'll check that out and see. You give me your thoughts if you guys have used it. Which one do you prefer? But we're gonna do the old traditional way. It's always, you know, the original old school method when it comes to these things, because I've got Kent working with me. But yeah, he's gonna show me exactly what's involved. I came in here wearing shorts as always, but I was able to borrow some pants. So yeah, the first thing Ken said to me is like, you're gonna be sandblasting, it's gonna hurt. So let's go over here. Ken, what do I exactly need? Anybody out there who's sandblasting for the first time,
What do you need?
what do I need? I mean, obviously my attire was
You
wrong.
need an air compressor.
Air compressor?
You need a fresh air respirator. You need a hood that pumps fresh air into it, which is up there on the fan. See that hood?
Oh, the helmet, yep.
The helmet. It pumps fresh air in there, so you're not breathing all this. And your pot, which is up there too, the big tall pot. You pour sand in it.
Okay.
And just a nozzle there, and just crank the air up.
All right, so this is the air compressor.
This is the air compressor. You gotta have a big one for a pot.
Okay.
One like that.
So the air's going through to, what is this thing here?
That's where you get your fresh air, so you can breathe inside that hood.
So these are the lines that connects it.
Right. Well, one of them goes to it, and the other line goes to the pot, right there, the big pot.
And that's what we pour sand in.
Yep. Put sand in there.
Now, how do you know how much sand do you need?
You really don't. Every job's different. Some of them, it just depends on how much corrosion and rust. This used 9 or 10 bags right now so far, just on this frame.
And speaking of the sand, tell us about it. Obviously, this is not ordinary sand. You'd be surprised when I was looking up at researching this and what it is involved, the amount of questions that I saw about people saying, can I just use regular sand?
Yeah.
It's very different, isn't it?
Yeah, there's different grits. This is a medium and a fine. We're using the medium on the frame, and we'll use fine on the rest of the body.
It kind of reminds me of the sand on the Gulf Coast. You know, the really fine sugar sand.
You just pour it in this top, and it goes in down in through there, and then when you turn the air on, that comes up and seals it, and then it pumps the air and the sand out that nozzle right there, which you'll have a hooked of the end of it, and you'll have this hood on. And you'll have this nozzle.
Yep. So that's where it's coming out from.
Yep. This is a lot like a fire hose, and it's got pressure about like a fire hose. And you'll just come in here and, you know, get all them spots I showed you right there, right there, some more.
What are some tips for somebody who's doing it for the first time?
The only tip I could give, I can't really give a lot of tips. The only tip I can give you is don't point this towards yourself.
Okay.
At all. Like if you had your hand here and you brushed across it, it'd take the hide off.
Right.
Yeah.
The entire skin will just come off.
Keep this pointed away from you and not towards anybody else or anything else. You know, if I was blasting, say I was over there and I was blasting this way.
Yeah.
That AC unit.
Even at that distance, it would cause damage.
Well, it would just, all that sand would get down in there and just mess everything up. That's why I got a blanket over it, and I'm not even shooting that way. I'm shooting it this way.
What about the poor cows?
They won't hurt them. They'll run off.
They'll run off as soon as the noise goes on.
Probably. Well, they might not. It might not bother them.
And what is the distance we want to keep from the metal?
On this, it's different on that.
So as we can see, Kent's done the frame.
On this, you
looks brand new.
Basically about like that.
Okay.
You know, just you could get in here pretty close. But on that, you want to be back probably about like this, and you don't want to shoot head on. You want to turn and dust it on an angle, and you don't want to stay in one spot. You want to just dust it, move on, even if you got to go around it 5 or 6 times.
Better to be
If you
safe.
hold it on it, you're heating the metal up, and as you heat the metal up, you're warping the metal. And that wouldn't be good to have a warped,
No, definitely
warped
not.
body. And
Wow.
a lot of that we'll do with the DA because the sand's just too aggressive, and
Yep.
especially the big panels,
And that roof as well.
the roof, the back of the cab, all that. We will dust it, but we will do the rest of it with just a DA.
This is a lot more sturdier than
Yeah, it's thick.
it's thick.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we've got that all started, and I'll give it a go, clean up some of the spots that
Video it,
you're gonna video me.
giving it a go.
Yeah, I will definitely put it in.
It'll take
If
you a few
I
minutes.
start screaming and running in the other direction,
take
then
you
you
a
know
few
it's all
minutes.
going downhill.
It'll take me a few minutes to get you ready.
All right,
But,
let's put this on here. So yeah, the big thing is just to move it slowly, and you can come right up as close as you can possibly get, I guess. I'm gonna put my hoodie on, just so you know those little, as Ken described it, that when the sand is blowing, it's like rocks coming at 300 miles hitting your skin. So I will put a hoodie on, and I'm gonna be really hot, but I have to do it. Sandblasting for the first time. How could I not give this a go? Wish me luck.
Got earplugs.
Go on.
Just slightly. It's almost clean, but you see just a little bit of trash there.
Mm-hmm.
And then over there, you see where I made the marks.
So we have to go over that again.
You're gonna go over that again. You're gonna hit that. See up in there, them spots. You're gonna hit that again. See that in there? Just point your gun up. Now we'll shut it off. Grab it. Come here. Grab it. Get out of the
bump it and the air pressure goes way up.
Yeah.
Blast a lot harder. Gotta go. Come out good, you gotta unpin it. Okay.
All right, that was pretty cool, and it's quite satisfying, honestly. Check it out, spots that I did, all nice and clean, and I'm just so surprised that everything comes out looking so new. Oh yeah, see, I missed that whole bit. It's very hard to see inside that mask, so you kind of see where you need to do and then kind of remember and try to go over those spots, because it is very hard to see with the mask. Like, see, I hit this spot, but I missed this groove right here as well. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Now Ken's gonna put the suit on and go over it just to make sure that it's done properly. But I like it, and I missed this spot here. See all the spots that I missed, Kent?
Yeah.
And then I missed.
Not bad. There's some right here.
Yep, and this whole corner here
yeah.
I missed.
I'll go over it again and see if I can get some later.
Okay. So now I get to watch it, and let's just see how bad the dust gets when you're out here without the mask on. I mean, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So what happens with that?
I don't know if he's planning on replacing this panel or just a section of it, but he talked about replacing that. You called it what it was.
I guess it comes down to how much hours is it going to take for him to replace it and fix it versus just getting a new one, because they're not too much. I remember seeing it online.
See right here's your, you can see all these seams, they put a seam sealer on.
Yeah.
That's what that stuff right there is. When they put a piece together and they weld it, they fill that in with seam sealer.
Yeah.
And over here is your rocker panel, which we're replacing. And you can see it's exposed now. You can see the whole seam of it right through there. So you just basically drill out them welds. Like, you see that little dent right there?
Yeah.
That's a weld. And that's a weld. But you drill them welds out. You just point, here it is back here.
What about the quarter panel? Can we see the seams for that now?
This?
Yeah.
Well, this.
That I couldn't figure out where it stops and starts.
It don't. This whole back piece is continuous. It goes from here all the way around, but the section that you bought, you just cut it.
Mm-hmm.
You put it up there on it, you mark it, and you cut that section out, and you slide your new section in, and you weld it right back up.
Okay. Okay.
So it don't actually
It doesn't have a separating
have a seam that just goes
like these.
apart.
Okay.
But this one does, of course, and the other side, and then your lower sections. These are always rotten.
Yeah.
This one is too. They put Bondo on it, but you can see it flaking off right there. And you can look in there and see where they see all them Bondo.
Oh yeah, look at that.
With Bondo,
Yeah.
top to bottom makes Bondo.
Okay.
So that's all gotta come off.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I got those quarter panels.
Yeah.
Definitely want to replace that.
We'll get in here with some DAs and get
Is
all
that
this.
Bondo there as well?
Yeah, that's stuff they put on it. That ain't factory.
No.
That's the stuff, whoever fixed that, that's what they put on it.
They just did it to get themselves going, right?
Right, yeah.
Because we can see what factory would have looked like.
Mm-hmm.
We're smooth like that.
But we'll get our DAs and some 60 grit, get all this glue and stuff
Yep.
up. And then we'll take that light blaster and just dust them
Okay.
with it. And we'll DA a lot of it, like this, we'll DA it off. It's got a dent in it right there. Another one right there. Make your way a little. This side looks pretty good.
Yep.
Couple little spots there.
Small little
Other
spots
than that,
left.
What we got in here, we ain't got nothing left. There's a little bit left.
fan works great just to blow the sand away from us. So yeah, that's definitely works really well. But the frame looks good, everybody, and at this stage I'm not really exactly sure if I'm going to use the factory frame or if I'm going to get a brand new chassis that already has everything I want built into it. But I'll keep you guys posted. But this frame right here is pretty good, so we'll definitely continue with sanding, priming, and even paint it. And if I use it, great, and if I don't, then I'll sell it or keep it for something else. But yeah, it's I'll keep you guys posted when I know what I'm going to be doing in regards to the frame and chassis. You will know. But at this stage I'm just gathering my information and seeing what's the best way to go and what's going to be most economical and safest as well.